I certainly hope you're enjoying your Memorial Day weekend, guys, with family and friends. Listen, a lot of handicappers in this business constantly gloat about the past, always talking about winners. I can sit here and tell you that once upon a time, back in 1993, I actually won 54 straight days in baseball. I can tell you that when I had my football tip sheet, which was a nationally distributed tip sheet after having my nationwide radio show, that in the 5 years that I did it, my best bets, 67.8%. And then I decided it was too much work and I gave it up. I can tell you that when I first started betting back in 1984, the year the Tigers got out of the gate to that incredible start, I went 27-1 betting the Tigers the first month and a half of the season. And you know what it all means? Absolutely nothing. It means nothing. The fact that I won last Sunday, the fact that I won again yesterday, this Sunday, means absolutely nothing. Because just like anybody that's selling you a stock or a mutual fund, you know, the past is not indicative of future performances. Now, this being Memorial Day, I tell this story every single year because it's something that you guys out there can relate to, because it's something I learned the hard way. So, go back, 1986. I am a neophyte when it comes to betting, but I love baseball. I told you, I can make money in baseball anytime. I had won 5 of the first 6 weeks of the baseball season. I had a nice little bankroll going. I was working with this guy, Steve. We always used to call him the voice of doom. Yes, the voice of doom, because he always expected the worst, because then he could never be disappointed. Well, the voice of doom came up with this brilliant baseball betting theory, because we were betting games together, basically putting our pots together. And listen, I had won 5 of the first 6 weeks, and he had as well, okay? He had this brilliant idea. He said, let's pick 5 or 6 teams and bet them every single day. And if we lose, we'll double up. And by the end of the week, we'll get the money back and more. Well, we had a bankroll. It seemed on the surface like a good idea. We picked 6 teams. 5 of those teams, 5 of the 6 teams lost at least 4 straight games that week. Memorial Day Monday, Danny, the bookie I was dealing with in Pennsylvania, he used to be a high school principal. He found being a book was a little more lucrative. Well, you know, on Monday, I told him to cancel my account because that was it. I was done. Because on Tuesday, the day after Memorial Day, I was going to the bank to take an advance on my credit card to pay the almost $1,700 I lost in that stretch. Now, $1,700 is a lot of money. Let me frame this for you. Back then, that year, I was making $18,600. $1,700 was a hell of a lot of money, okay? And not only that, I had to take an advance on my credit card to pay Steve's $1,800 and some dollars off as well. So right like that, $3,600 gone. And I had to quit betting for the rest of the summer. But I learned a very valuable lesson. 1, never fall for stupid get-rich-quick schemes. They don't work. People that like to brag in this business about, oh, I've got this computer system that's a foolproof system, or I've got this trend that's 97-1 over the last 114 years when teams wear Red Sox on Thursdays with their hats backwards. They don't work. No, what makes you a winner is handicapping the games, playing with money management. More than anything else, that's the key. Because how many times have I told you guys the golden rule of gambling is you simply never bet more than you can afford to lose. Case in point, I learned my lesson the hard way. That's why I always hope that you practice what I preach. Now, yesterday, again, I was one of the featured plays here at the site, and yesterday I won yet again with a featured discounted play, as you got the Orioles with the 6-4 win at Cleveland. You got it for over half price off, and I'm going to be one of the featured discount plays again today in baseball, and you can get all those discounts, etc., over on the homepage. Let's get to the complimentary plays. Cash with the Indians on Saturday with my lone pick. Came back yesterday with 2 run line releases, the Cubs and the Giants, both coming up with easy wins. But let's first talk about the NBA tonight. Because, as I told you in Sunday's video report, if you happen to catch it, listen, I had a 15-dime best bet, and I haven't lost many of them, okay? And it was going for playoff winner number 15 out of 25, and I was on the Thunder the other night. And you saw what I then later explained to you yesterday with the Thunder. You have to know that when you bet Oklahoma City that you're betting a two-man team because Oklahoma City only wins and covers one way. They've got to blow you out in the first half and coast to the win because this is a team that throughout the season did not have much intestinal fortitude, especially in close games in the fourth quarter. The numbers bear me out. And what happens with Oklahoma City habitually is that suddenly a team that has played so well as a team, it becomes a two-man show with Kevin Durant and Russell Westbrook. You see Russell Westbrook constantly driving the lane, turning over the ball. You see Kevin Durant holding the ball out on the right side of the perimeter. He's dribbling, he's waiting, he's either going to drive or he's going to pull up for the jumper. You see it all the time. That's the MO of that team. The difference between Oklahoma City and Golden State is the Warriors, for better or worse, they are a team. Yes, they've got Steph Curry. Yes, they've got Klay Thompson. But they've got so many other weapons at their disposal, but they share the ball. You're not going to find Golden State committing 17 turnovers in the final 2 minutes. And, of course, I'm embellishing the number. I think it was 7 turnovers, however, in the final, 9 or 10 possessions for the Thunder when they blew that lead and lost at home. I'm asking you this. How did the Thunder possibly get off the table, off the floor, and rebound for this win? I don't think they can. I don't think they can because momentum is clearly in Golden State's favor. You know, you had the defending champions on the ropes at home. You were up by, 8 points with about 8.5 minutes to go, and you couldn't put them away? So how the hell can you possibly, in any good faith, put money on the Thunder today? Because, again, it's going to be a two-man game when the going gets tough. That's what the Thunder does. Everybody stands around on the floor and they wait for KD and Russell Westbrook to make something happen. Serge Ibaka, hey, I'm just going to watch the next 2 minutes of the game. Adams at center, I'm just going to watch the final 2 minutes. You saw it the other night. So it's a big number. It's a 7-point number, but I think Golden State's going to jump down their throat early, and I think Golden State's going to cruise to the easy win and get the cover in here. Listen, favorites are now 45, 32, and 1 so far in the postseason, despite the Thunder's epic collapse a couple of nights ago. The under remains the way to go in this postseason. Another under in game number 6 of the series. 46, 32, and 1. The under so far here in the postseason, including 7 of the 12 conference finals games, staying under the total. The home teams, well, they were 4 games over 500 in round 1, 4 games over 500 in round 2. And so far in the conference finals, 9 of the 12 games have gone to the home team. Now, you do have history working against the Warriors. Since the NBA went to the best-of-7 format, you've only had 9 teams manage to rally from a 3-1 deficit. But hey, these are the Warriors. They're at home. Curry and Thompson, good enough. I still think my baseball play is the best bet on the board, but I'm going to give you Golden State. That's your first complimentary play. Your other complimentary play, I'm going to go with the Toronto Blue Jays, minus the $1.50 at home against the New York Yankees because Ivan Nova is going for the Yankees. Listen, I made the mistake. Even though sitting here on last Wednesday's video report, I told you that Nova's never fared well against the Blue Jays, I still took the Yankees at home with Nova because New York was on a roll. They were playing some good ball. The offense had been clicking. I pointed out Nova's problems lifetime against Toronto, and I still took the Yankees as a free play. So, fool me once, you know the rest of the cliche. So this time I'm going to take the Blue Jays, same pitching matchup as in the Bronx, Estrada against Nova. Estrada gave up 4 hits. 2 of them were homers in that game, but hey, he won the game, and that's the bottom line. And the Blue Jays took the 8-4 decision. Nova, this year, this is going to be his 5th start. His 4th start, again, was last Wednesday at home against these same Blue Jays. He allowed 4 runs and 7 hits in 6 2/3 innings. Earlier this year, back on April 13th, at the Rogers Center, where today's game is being held, he came out of the bullpen. In 1 inning, he gave up 5 hits and 4 runs. Past 3 years, as a starter, 7 starts against Toronto. His earned run average, 6.55. They use this guy as a batting pitcher dummy. Okay, they abuse him. So why not take the Blue Jays in this one? Estrada, 1.69 earned run average in 4 home starts this year. 2.95 earned run average in 16 outings last year at home. 13 of them were starts, so their history is certainly on his side. He has not allowed more than 5 hits in any of his last 6 starts. On the season, opponents are only batting 184 against him. Now, why this guy has gone nearly 6 weeks without a win is another situation. Generally, the Blue Jays don't give him much run support. In fact, only 10 runs of support in his last 7 starts. But still, I think this is a good spot to take the Blue Jays in this one. They had won 4 straight, scoring 28 runs before losing in extra innings, 5-3 to the Red Sox at home in the final game of that series yesterday. They took 2 out of 3 at New York last week. They've won 10 of the last 14 in the series overall. New York only hitting 170 in its last 6 games. Luckily for them, they've got 8 homers in that stretch. So again, the Blue Jays, minus $1.50. I don't think you're going to have to play it on the run line, but let me tell you something. If you so feel inclined to play this free play and the line goes up to $1.55 or $1.60, go ahead and take Toronto as the home dog. I still like the Blue Jays in this one. So the Warriors and the Blue Jays are your 2 free picks. That'll do it, guys. Enjoy the rest of your holiday. Don't ever listen to the voice of doom if you happen to run into my dear friend Steve. And I will talk to you again on Tuesday when we do this one more time.